So we're on a Ford Escape Hybrid, and we're looking for leaks on this. This is the Escape, and the rear AC is not for passengers. The rear AC is for cooling off the battery pack. So come up to the drip tube right here and do a little sniff inside there. Make sure there's no water dripping down, because if it gets in your sensor, it'll ruin the sensor. So you're looking for a little sniff of refrigerant coming out of there. This has been parked for a while, so it's had more than enough time to gather up some refrigerant. It has 70 PSI. So hit all the seams, all the crimps, all the hoses, and just keep following this and out. We're gonna breeze by this really fast, but everywhere there's one of these connections, if you're in an area where there's any salt water, or if you live in an area where there's snow and they salt the roads, this will stay moist and it'll gather salt crystals, and it actually can cause corrosion where they are crimped. If you're anywhere by an ocean where they have these protective lines, water could get under there and corrode underneath these protected lines and cause corrosion. And you can get little pinholes and you'll pick up a little refrigerant coming out of them. And just do your visual. Now usually, unless it got washed off with water or something like that, if you did have a leak, you'd have sometimes a little bit of oil and you'd see the dark stain gather up. But just keep following, and here you can actually see a little bit of corrosion building up on the aluminum where it's crimped at this line. And just keep following and using your eyes and looking for crimps or leaks. We'll follow this all the way to the front. We're looking for oil buildup. And this leak detector, unlike other leak detectors, is extremely sensitive. This is the Infracon D-Tech Stratus. So this will pick up leaks a few inches away. Now, why has this looked like it's been cleaned almost? Interesting. Checking for a front shaft seal leak. I've seen these leak before, not too often. But what I've seen leak is this plate back here. Do you see this plate? I have seen this plate leak back here. Okay, that's okay. And then follow all your hoses. But what we're looking for too is the drip tube. And the drip tube is located right there. And you put your leak detector, if there's no water in it, put your leak detector right there. And especially if you've been sitting for several hours, that will build up a lot of refrigerant, and it'll come down to lowest point, which is this water drip tube right here. And you'll pick up something there. Nothing is there. And then on this one, you don't get to see the condenser too much. You only get to see the bottom of the condenser because there's a water cooler in front of it and the condenser is behind. So the only thing you get to see is this line and just this little piece of the condenser right here, and the rest of it is another heat exchanger in front of the condenser. So sometimes you'll see guys take their leak detector and they think they're looking for a leak on the condenser, but they're actually testing the glycol. That's a glycol loop going through there for a water cooler, not refrigerant. And it's one way you know somebody doesn't know the circuit they're working on. Okay, so I'm gonna let down this vehicle. I already did the inside before starting the video. And if you look away up there, you can read my gauges. You can see it's at about 70 PSI. So there is pressure in it.